Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience. Eric, Dave, Patrick.
It's ADP, mate.
Mm-hmm. Whoa, what was that? That wasn't Patrick.
I know.
Let me start over.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
I got to Jack Sparrow it again.
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
You know what you should do is you should Macho Man it. Since we're
I'm
gonna
Macho
do
Man
some-
it every time.
Yep. All right. We'll do adorable Adrian Adonis or something. I don't know. I just had to think of someone kind of. Never mind.
That's classic.
All
That's
right.
classic.
All right. See, he got it. Are you frozen, Patrick?
I'm not frozen. I'm frozen with disgust.
I don't think you could cut it out here in California.
No, because I'd be stabbing people left and right for real.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience. Hey, Dave, Patrick.
Oh, yeah. We're back in the black. It's ADP.
Yeah.
ADP in the house.
There you go. Because I got to get
some.
I got to get them in when I can. Hey, we got a very special guest today, all the way from Arkansas, right?
Big Red.
Yes.
Big Ram in the house. Woo!
What's up?
I call Arkansas the pirate state.
No. Oh, really?
Arkansas.
Oh, Ark. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick likes to dress up like Steve the Pirate on weekends.
Yes.
Who is Steve the Pirate? I don't even know what Steve the Pirate.
You never saw Dodgeball?
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's like
Wow. That's a good reference right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the one with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller and them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And probably one of the greatest like little cameo things from Jason Bateman. He was so funny in that movie.
I love Jason Bateman. I'm sorry. I
he's
just love
funny.
Jason Bateman. Yeah,
That dude's funny.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we didn't come here to talk about Jason Bateman. We came here to talk about Big Rev. How's it going, brother?
It's going good, brother. Just I can't complain at all, man. Other than my power was out because it was storming down here, but other than that, I'm still here.
You
They have storms in Arkansas?
Yeah, we sure do. Hey, look, our weather here is bipolar. Like seriously, it really is. Yesterday it was like almost 100 degrees. Today it's stormy and rainy. So
kind of like some of my ex-girlfriends.
I was getting ready to tell Aaron that Arkansas is a geographical anomaly that no weather ever happens. It's just there.
Yep.
Really? Is Arkansas just kind of there? Is it one of the states that's just there?
Yar.
I mean, what's it famous for? I guess is a better way to ask this question.
What's famous? Oh, well, that's the Razorbacks.
The Razorbacks. Okay, the local college team, right?
Yeah. Well,
see, he just see, this is how much Dave knows. He just said the Arkansas Razorbacks were the local college team. Like Arkansas is just it's just all local. It's just
Patrick, I was really kind of proud of how I pulled that off and made it sound so eloquent.
It wasn't eloquent. It wasn't eloquent at all, Dave.
No. All the people from Arkansas that will be watching this just turned it off. Just turned it off.
Well, I'm from California. What do I know?
What you could have wore Alabama Crimson Tide shirt and that would have been, almost as bad as saying, are they the local team?
They're like the local guys, right?
See,
like it's a local high school football team rolling in on Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. Hey, are you a Razorbacks fan? Big Rev?
Oh, yeah. I'm a Razorback fan.
Okay. And
I'm not one of them crazy Razorback fans though. Like a lot of people around here are.
What's a crazy Razorback fan?
Oh,
going to a Texas. I heard a story. A guy went to a Texas game with his shirt off, with a pig drawn on his stomach, with a hog hat on, and was screaming, "Who's your daddy?" to everybody. So, yeah.
It honestly sounds like Kentucky. So I mean, feels like home.
Yeah. It sounds like a lot of games that I've been at. So, you are you're doing a hip hop rap thing, right?
Yes.
But you've been doing this for a while. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. How'd you get it? Your dad was a preacher man?
No, my dad was actually a country singer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he back in the 80s, early 90s. He traveled with John Anderson and Doug Stone. And he played with them for a while, opening up for him and then everything. And then he got into the show called Ozark Mountain Music Show in Rogers, Arkansas, up in Northwest Arkansas. And he headlined that for 4 years, I believe. And so he was in bands all his life. So, and then he was the truck driver too in between. That was my first introduction into music. Now, it is crazy because he was a country singer, and then of course I do rap. But my inspirations for music started with like classic rock, Eagles, Journey, Def Leppard, Styx. Just I can go on and on and on. And it wasn't until about probably that's too late. Probably around 1995 when I kind of got into hip hop music. The Tupacs, Biggie Smalls, Run DMC, those kind of guys. So,
but favorite hip hop artist of the past.
Favorite hip hop artist of the past would have to probably be Tupac.
Tupac, you big Tupac fan, huh?
Yeah.
That's
not
cool.
so much anymore, I guess, because the older I get. I mean, honestly, it's weird because I really don't listen to rap music. I know it sounds crazy, but I really don't listen to a whole lot of it unless it's Christian now.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up, Tupac was one of my favorites growing up. So,
I grew up with a lot of rock bands. As I don't like using the word heroes, and they're definitely not my idols, but I was a fan of a lot of hair bands, and it's hard to. Well, some of it's not that hard to just go. I'm not that. It was, but some of it's hard to let go of those
sure.
old influences, and every once in a while you turn it on and you're like, yeah, I kind of enjoy that.
But if you really listen to the roots of what Tupac was saying in his music, though, it was legitimately sound, and a lot of it had a really decent message. So I mean, just because a little profanity here and there. I mean, and not that I'm excusing the use of profanity, but I mean, honestly, man decides what's profane, But I mean, Tupac had a really good take out the East Coast, West Coast crap.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was from Northern Cal, so I guess I can relate in a little different way than you two can, as far as I'm in Northern Cal, so
it's because you're black, isn't it?
I'm not even touching that one, bro.
Oh my gosh.
But Pac was one of the smartest guys. He went to the Baltimore School of Arts back when he was younger.
Yeah.
And everything. And then when he moved to California is when he turned into the gangster Pac.
Yeah.
You
well,
know? And
if you've ever been to Oakland, you'll know why.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much a little bit of backstory on the people that I like. I mean, I've got to this day, I've got a big poster of Freddie Mercury on my wall here in the living room. And,
I'm a big fan of Freddie.
And Prince is one of the greatest guitar players ever.
But you're talking about a couple of guys that, I'll embellish just a little bit, but God came down personally and handed them their talent. They were that talented.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%, man.
How they used it is up to them. I know that Prince was very into his faith, whether, it got him into heaven or not. I won't know until I get there, but you got to say something about a guy who's, living that kind of life and still dedicated to his faith, I guess is a clean way of saying it.
Yeah.
You mentioned some Christian artists that you kind of listen to. Who are your favorites now?
Well, my favorite band is on my shirt.
Okay. Okay. No, far as rap groups, rap Christian
groups.
rap. Yeah,
man. A lot of people, like when you ask them, who's your favorite rapper, Christian rapper, everybody wants to say Lecrae. Of course, that comes first to mind. But mine, honestly, is a guy named Andy Mineo.
Okay.
and then you've got a guy named
No way.
Bizzle.
That's Aaron's favorite too.
Well,
Say his name.
yes,
Say his name.
I am a fan of his.
Yeah, it's Andy Mineo, and then I like Bizzle, and he's the head of this record label called God Over Money, and they're kind of independent, but they're not. It's hard to explain. They're kind of branching out. They're not out there as much as Lecrae and all them guys are, but those are two of the guys that I really listen to a lot when it comes to that. And then Christian rock. Seventh Day Slumber, Chaotic Resemblance, 13 Minutes, a bunch of guys like that. And I've been blessed and the privilege to be able to perform with a lot of them guys also. So
3 Days Under.
I've heard they were actually last year. Was it them? Was at Faith Stock last year in Huntington, Arkansas? Were y'all supposed to be there?
Yeah, that's when we lost our bus.
Yes. Okay,
I knew you were going there.
It came full circle.
What's crazy is me and Fox, Reverend Fox, we actually had to fill that spot, so we got to perform there at Faith Stock, and with a bunch of like Spoken and Theody and all them kind of bands.
Yeah, that was our big crescendo show that we weren't able to make, man. So.
Yeah, well, that's it's cool though. I mean, how it come full circle. Now I'm talking to you, so cool.
It's almost like watching Big Rev with a big pillar of salt pouring it on Patrick right now.
Not at all, but not at all. Because the only thing this is how God works. He provided him an opportunity that we could not contractually.
There you go.
So
there we go.
So
I'm just making jokes.
He put people where they were supposed to be. But it was funny because I was getting ready to ask you how close to Harrison you were, and so because we're gonna be back.
Well, the good fight's in Huntington, Arkansas.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
it's about
Huntington.
It's about 30 minutes from Fort Smith. So and I've got a solo show there June 11th.
June 11th. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Because I got a hold of Travis. I was like, look, man, we owe you a show. And so when do we need to come out? And he said August 27th. You good for that? And so we're going to be out there to make up.
Oh man, awesome! I'll make sure I'm out there.
I think it's us and Aaron Michaels, and I'm gonna talk to Travis. You want to do your thing?
I got an idea.
Totally. Yeah, just let him know, man. I'm down.
Yeah,
I got an idea that just popped into my head, guys.
Oh crap!
Yeah. Hey, why don't you do like a Sabotage cover or something like that?
Oh, that's Beastie Boys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a thought.
I mean, just an idea.
You just sabotage the idea.
Well, it doesn't have to be sabotage. It could be something else. I was trying to think of a.
Actually, we're gonna do Killing in the Name of.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's not a good one for a Christian event when it comes to the breakdown with the F you, I won't do what you tell me, Dave. That is a terrible idea. Come on.
Let me help you out with that right now, Patrick. Got it. Praise God. I'll do what you tell me.
There you go. Fill it in.
You just went straight to what people hate about Christian rock or rap music because it just got cheesy. Praise God, I'm just going to do what you tell me. Praise God, I'll do what you tell me. Ned Flanders is up there right now. Oakley dokley. Praise God, I'm going to do what you tell me. I mean.
So you got a show June 11th, and then you have another show maybe August 27th as we destroy this idea here.
Yeah.
What?
Holler at Travis and let him know, brother.
So
I'll get a hold of him.
Any other shows you have this summer?
I got one at this cafe. It's in Hackett. It's a little town, and they got this big stage production. It's called Crocky's Cafe. And then I've got a show I got a show at Courage to Change Church here in Fort Smith on August 6th. So
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm a special ring announcer at a wrestling event coming up July 1st here in Alma, Arkansas, which is like 15 minutes from Fort Smith. I'm going to be the special guest ring announcer. So
nice.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Hey, I want to get into wrestling in the next break. Let's save wrestling for the next break.
Okay.
But I want to talk about your music, man. You've been doing this for a while. Like what? Like 20 years or something like that, right?
I think this year is 23 years, man. 23
Wow.
years. Yeah.
I don't know that I've done anything for 23 years. Honestly, that's a long time to be doing music.
Yeah, it's a couple minutes. Yeah.
It really is. You know, like we went and saw Striper last night. He said, next year's our 40th anniversary. And he's like, where's the time go? And I went, 40 years of doing that job. I mean, I've never done a job for 40 years. That's golfers clap,
Yes.
So a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work, right?
Yes. And God's graces, man. Totally.
Okay, Big Rev. So out of the 23 years of doing this, just so the people listening can really get, especially these up and coming aspiring musicians, rappers, or whatever, out of 23 years, how many heartbreaks would you say you've had of at the cusp of breakthrough, at the cusp of being what you thought was a success, things like that? Because that's a lot of things that people don't talk about. They think these quote unquote overnight successes, and but they don't know the 23 years behind that success.
Right.
Oh, man.
So what would you say about
Tons and tons of heartbreaks, man. I'm going to go off and say probably about 15. I mean, 15. I mean, just there's so many things I could sit and tell you guys. I mean, so many things that I've faced at my personal life, music wise, just things like that. Like I'm raising a special needs child. He has autism. He's the joy of my life. Would never change it for anything. But when we first got custody of him, that was a really big hurdle I had to leap over because I was jumping into something totally new. So I went away from music for probably about 2 years when I met my wife and everything. Not because I wanted to, because I had to. I had no choice. The guy that I was recording with at the time just took off, pawned all of our equipment, moved to Little Rock.
Oh man.
So, yeah, and we're good. We're good now. We speak and everything now, but it was just those moments like that, and then there's moments where I get called for shows, and then people back out because I'm a gospel rapper. I've had doors closed in my face because I'm a so-called rapper. So there's been a lot of heartache, man. A lot of heartache, but there's also been a lot of triumphs also. So
yeah, you got to soldier on through that stuff.
Yeah, and the reason I ask that is again just to paint that picture for these people that thinks, well, all these guys do, they're out there running the roads and they're making this money and it's so easy and all they got to do is get up there and perform some songs and it's all, and they're just doing it for a platform or whatever. There's a lot of the things that people don't see behind the curtain is like, especially with a 23-year career. I mean, yeah,
there's been a lot, man, a lot. So, but I'm still standing here, man, and I'm still pushing forward. I mean, I've been blessed to be. I was with a local record label out of Fort Smith for about 2 years, and that's the only time that I've actually been on a record label.
Right.
So, around here, man, it's you've got to really like, the words where you hear like, oh, it's who depends on who hears you or who sees you or who is where how you're gonna blow up. Well, around here, it's not really that way. So it's a lot of people. I hate to say this, but a lot of people are like artists are out for themselves only. So and I've got to learn that as the years went by too, man. People that I thought I could trust, and then no, so.
Yep.
You gotta. I'm getting feedback. That's why I'm stopping here. But you got a song out called "On Top."
Yes.
What's that one about?
On Top, that was more my younger days, man. That was just talking about, back in the day when we're talking about the hustle and the grind and just being on top of the game when we were on the cusp of this possibly could be a song that could blow up. I got it on the local radio station. on Kisser 93 on normal rotation. So at that time, I thought that was just like everything. And it's basically just talking about, being on top of the game, being on top of what I'm doing. It's more of kind of like just kind of boasting, really, basically about what God's done for me and what I've done and stuff like that. So,
are you on top of your game?
Well, I'm 41 now. I want to say that I think I'm still up there.
All right.
I got a question for you real quick. I mean, are you like us, like every song that you write, this one's the one? This one is the one.
Oh,
even after 23 years?
Yes, sir, man, for sure. I mean, I've scrapped songs and rewrote them and everything, and it's still like, this has got to be the one. This has got to be the one. And then that falls in line with a lot of the heartbreak, man, when you think a song is going to be it and then it's just not. And you're like, what is wrong with you people? I poured my life on, but so.
Well, let's check it out. On top, Big Rev. Rock Solid MUZKAST Experience. Oh, Dave, Patrick.
It's ADP, mate.
Mhm.
Straight from Arkansas.
Yeah. Our friend out in Arkansas, Big Rev on the line with us.
What's up?
And we just did On Top, and did you throw something else in there?
On the Spotify version, yes.
Okay, good.
Like this.
And something else from Big Rev.
Well, we're gonna play this after that break. We'll play the other one.
All right.
But I want to ask you first, though. We're gonna get into wrestling.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
talk to you about your wrestling career.
And he's gonna be a special announcer. Do you have like a call tag like some of the other guys? Let's get ready to rumble or anything like that. Have you developed anything?
I'd like to say, let's rev it up.
Let's
Oh,
rev. I like
nice.
that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, nice. That's good.
Oh,
That's
man.
good.
Oh, you should
Well
be a
played.
UFC announcer, man. I love that
Absolutely.
one.
Yes.
That is good.
It
That's right.
And then I was like, if I had a finishing move, it would be called the Revelator.
The revelation.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
How about
man.
Nice.
How about the revelation? No?
Don't be
Okay.
changing the man's finishing
All right.
move, Dave.
I was trying to keep it biblical.
Yeah.
That's like walking into somebody's kitchen and saying, maybe you should paint these walls blue. Stop. Stop.
Oh, man.
All right. Well,
So how many matches that night?
They're in the process of right now putting the card together. I know that I've seen they have 5 so far on their website posted. I still hadn't got a card yet to start practicing, so I'm still
Okay.
waiting on that.
Is this your first?
Well, the
first-
first show, the first wrestling show I was a part of was probably about 7-8 years ago. It was with a wrestling promotion around here called Southern Alliance Wrestling. And I did the theme song for their main face. His name was
Nice.
Cowboy Outlaw Brian Black, I think his name was. And I got to do a segment where I introduced everyone, and the heel got in the ring and started grabbing the mic from me, and I took it back from him, and he grabbed it from me, and he finally mouthed something, and then I put him in the rock bottom. And,
If you
But
can
instead
smell what the Rev is cooking.
Yeah.
instead of going all the way down, though, I just kind of did like a Uranagi slam, and just kicked him out of the ring, which was really awesome. And then that one and then this one coming up are the 2 that I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
so you were gonna go be a wrestler, right?
Yes.
Who's going
That
to
was
be
my
this guy?
That was my dream.
Ah, that was your dream.
That
Did
was my
you
dream.
did you go to school or anything for it, or how does that? I
I-
don't even know what the process is. How does that work?
Okay, check this out. I fell in love with wrestling back in the late 80s. Of course, Hulk Hogan and the bright red and yellow.
Superstars era, man.
Yeah, Macho Man, Andre,
Yeah.
all the
The
Junkyard
greats.
Dog.
The greats.
Yes.
Yeah, Andre.
Yeah.
There's Andre right there.
Yep. So what I did was I just studied it on TV so long. I would write down moves. I would practice on my pillows. As I got older, I started working out. I played high school football. After graduation, I had money saved up to go to the WCW power plant. That was in Atlanta, Georgia
Hmm.
at the time. Had the money saved up and everything. Well, my mom ended up buying me a car. Well, I decided to not listen to what she had to say and drive to Ozark. And then on my way home, I totaled the car.
Oh no.
So I had to pay her back. And the only money I had was my wrestling school money. My thought process at the time was I'll pay her back, but then I'll save it back up. I never did.
Yeah, that's
So
tough.
I lost that dream, man. And I believe it was God's will because I'm where I am now because of that. But it's still in the back of my mind. It's still like, that's why I still watch it like I do. I'm diehard. I go to the events when they come around here. I mean, it's just, I get emotional when I watch it.
So are rapid fire AEW or WWE?
I'm a WWE man. I watch AEW. Don't get me wrong. I love the Young Bucks. I love the Lucha Bros. I think they're amazing. I'm just a WWE fan, I guess, because I started with WWE.
Right. I understand that. But they turned around and made McMahon look like J. Jonah Jameson. You know what I'm saying? What was that about? Who told him to dye his hair black and grow a pencil stash? Come on.
I don't know what. As long as if he stays away from creative, because I know Triple H is doing that now, but once he creeps back if he ever creeps back into creative, man, then that's when I started watching AEW when Raw and SmackDown was just so boring.
Right.
Because that, I mean, much loved Vince. He is the reason WWE is where it is today. Him and Hulk Hogan, in my opinion, were the ones that created sports entertainment. Andre.
Absolutely.
But Vince's time is up now, man.
Absolutely.
It is. And Triple H, I think he's took the ship and he's turning it around. So
let me ask you, because when this whole sale of WWE came down, I was really worried. I was truly concerned about it because I was like, I love WWE. It's something from my childhood. Even though I don't watch it every week now, I still love it. I don't want it to change. And when I always thought it was going to stay in the McMahon family. So when he announced that, he was going to sell it, I was like, oh no, some corporation's going to buy it. They're just going to ruin it. They're going to sanitize it. And then when I heard Dana White was involved in buying it, I was like, yes. What do you think about that? What do you think about Dana White?
I was like you. I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck. I'm not a big UFC person. Now, my partner Fox that I was performing with, he is. Now, that's what he's going to do.
Wow.
But I was never a huge UFC person. But once I found out it was going there, it made me feel better because Dana White is a wrestling fan himself.
Right.
So it made me feel better. And then now that I'm seeing what the product is looking like now, it's got so much better in my opinion.
Has it really? I haven't watched it.
I'm gonna have to start watching. Okay, so so the Bloodline putting the super kick to Roman Reigns' face.
Oh, that was one of my jump up in the air like about time things.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, I'm a Roman Reigns fan only because when my 2-year-old sees the Roman Reigns on the screen, he's like, "That's Daddy." So it's like, "Daddy wrestle? Yeah, that's me, buddy." I'm a Jack Samoan.
Every time we look in the mirror, I want to look like Roman Reigns.
Hey, I don't think there's a person alive that doesn't want to look like Roman Reigns.
He's awesome, man. Like I said, I watched him back when he was in NXT, and then he debuted as the Shield. And me and my wife and kids just sat and watched him grow to what he is now. I mean, the longest 1,000 days as champion.
Dude, I love them so. I love them so much more when they're a baby face and they don't turn heel. I mean, it's like, who's the girl? Bailey. Dude, she was such a great wrestler for the female side and for the younger women as far as and a role model. But then she turned heel, and it kind of ruined. It's like, why?
Sometimes what I've gathered about that is sometimes when their face run stales a little bit, like Roman's. I mean, I loved Roman as a face, but these crowds nowadays in this new era.
Yeah, they all about the anti-hero type deal.
Exactly. It's nothing like it used to be. So when they started booing Roman, I mean, then that's when they turned him heel, and now he's blown up to be one of the greatest. I mean, him turning heel was one of the best things he did. You know,
Do you think he'll be the hero ever again, or do you think he's just done?
I think they will. I think they'll eventually turn him again after this whole bloodline situation happens. I'm curious to see if they're going to end up making him the face out of this,
Right.
and kind of flipping it out on us, which I think would be cool. You know,
Absolutely.
it's going to where the Usos and Solo and them are good, but or pointing that way, but then they might flip it on us, and they all might end up attacking him. So,
Right.
You never know.
Hey, give us one of your announcer, your in the ring voice. I want to hear what you sound like.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring, Roman Reigns. Something like that.
Nice.
Nice.
I thought it sounded great. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now these local wrestling events, they get pretty rowdy, don't they?
Oh yeah, you get all kinds of different class of people. I will just say that.
Mhm.
I mean, to the point where, I mean, they hate your guts when you leave, or like they throw things. I mean, it's just like I said, there's no what do you call it? Like when you go to the professional shows, they have security, they have it set up the way they're
Right.
going to set up. Independent shows are a little bit more loose, and it gets a little crazy sometimes when you got 80-year-old women up front throwing the shirts off and doing stuff like that. It's a little, oh man,
Dude, I've watched videos of local shows where like you get the drunk redneck guy in the front row literally haul off and punch the heel, and it's like,
yeah, spit on them and everything.
yeah.
Now, let me ask you though, would you have it any other way?
Other than the 80-year-old, yeah.
Okay.
but
Okay.
no. I mean, it's fun. It really is. Like I said, some people, you got to have passion for what you do, or if it's or love, and if you don't, then it's just going to be something you dread to do. My passion is I love seeing the crowd and feeling the crowd, and just like entertainers is, as well as you guys know, is you feed off that crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless if you're a wrestler, if you're playing baseball, you're a musician, you feed off that crowd. And once you're inside or in the middle of a really good crowd, that's one thing I love about wrestling, because they can turn it upside down.
I'm starving over here because I'm not getting fed by my crowd. I don't have a crowd to feed me. Hey, does your love of wrestling translate in any of your music?
Oh yeah, I say a lot of punchlines about wrestling. Like I said, I made a theme song for a wrestler. And on another note, I'm a drama director at my church. So the dramas that we do at church, of course, I incorporate wrestling theme songs. We have our entrances. So if you was to see one of our dramas, you'd be like, this dude's a wrestling fan.
Dude.
So
We're gonna have to talk.
Do you do something like The Greatest Story Ever Told, where Jesus will, do the slam on death or something like that?
Judas is walking up with the Roman soldiers like, what? Yeah, boy.
We'll do like when Jesus shows up or whatever, because there's been a couple shows or dramas that I played the devil, and we'll be up on stage and we'll do the whole circle thing, like we're getting ready to grapple, and we'll point at each other and all that kind of stuff. But Jesus wins in the end every time. And I tease with the guys. I go, what about if we do an alternate ending and I body slam you? But
I can see Jesus in your play right now giving you a big chest slap and saying,
yeah,
woo!
Oh,
You
Could you
just
get-
got Ric Flaired by
yeah, I was
Jesus.
gonna say, could you
There
get
you
Ric
go.
Flair to Ric Flair to play Jesus?
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be very entertaining.
What-
Very
what-
entertaining.
Well,
What
maybe
now?
though, as you said, you Satan body slam Jesus, and it'd be like a Carmen thing, where the champion, where you start counting backwards, and then
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Jesus
no, that
gets off,
Jesus
Jesus
does
gets, Jesus gets off the
Yeah.
map.
Jesus does the Hulk Hogan thing.
Yes.
Starts shaking his fist.
Oh
There you
my
go.
gosh.
He starts bulking up.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe instead of I'm American, Amazing Grace,
If you-
is
if you,
theme song or whatever.
If you do this play for some reason, definitely video it, send it to me. I've got to see it.
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Dude, hey Rev, dude, every 4th of July, my family has this big party. And
Okay.
my cousin and I, we're known for our gigantic entrances because I mean we make a thing out of it. I mean it's
No, you're kidding me.
ridiculously over the top. So I'm probably gonna hit you up for a big wrestling intro for this year's because we're like the cornhole champions running for like the last 7 years. And our name is the Corn Hooligans, and we actually pack around. Am I gonna knock this down? I don't care if I do or not. That's us.
Wow. There you go.
So I mean, it's
Oh
like,
my gosh.
and so this year I'm taking the bus over and I'm buying like this big wireless Bluetooth speaker. But we need our intro music, and we're gonna have fireworks like the big fountains coming out when we're coming off the bus. And it's just
I
gonna
think
be
I need to
amazing.
head out there for the 4th of July, man.
Yeah, no, that sounds-
So I mean, we might need a huge intro for that, like a song. That'd be sick. Just to have
You
a
should-
custom Corn Hooligans intro.
And you
So-
should also, for this, for the intro music, you should build a ramp, dude.
Build a
Oh.
ramp.
An entrance ramp.
Dude, we're gonna be walking off the bus like we're straight up gods. Why do we need a ramp? We
Well-
need Big Rev giving us a daggone intro theme. So we're coming out of that thing like boom.
There you
back to the drama at church. Is your kids involved in that? I know you said you
Oh
had some
yeah,
teens.
my kids are. My oldest was I've got 5 boys. I've got an 18-year-old, I got a 17-year-old, I got a 16-year-old, and 2 14s.
Wow. Your
So,
food bill
yeah.
is like outrageous.
Oh yeah, they're big hungry. Yeah, they're hungry. Hungry man. I could just say we're blessed. That's all. I can say. So,
Big Rev, favorite moment, just one favorite moment in WWE history.
oh man, I've got so many.
Don't
Dude,
give me
that is
that
the
look, Patrick.
that is the impossible question, dude.
Oh,
Oh man, I got.
I
so
don't
many.
have a whole bunch of time. I've got time for one.
Oh man, let me think.
He's gonna
because
give you
I've
top
seen-
5.
Okay.
I would have to say when Hulk Hogan and The Rock come face to face,
Yeah.
because that's 2 generations. That's 2 generations right there. That I mean, that I've never. I mean, I got to witness in a lifetime. That was awesome. I thought that was a really, really awesome moment.
The classic of
It
the
just-
attitude coming together. Yes.
Oh, exactly. Yes. And then the crowd turning on The Rock and going for Hogan, and that caused Hogan to go back to the red and yellow. That was just a really awesome moment there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his NWO era, right?
It was an NWO when he came back to WWE. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you, and you can give me one more because I'm gonna give you 2 of my favorites. Okay. My number 1 over the top all time, Hell in the Cell, Undertaker, and Mankind.
Great match. Great.
Probably
match.
one of the greatest matches of all time.
Absolutely.
And my second one, it has to be probably, I can't remember what WrestleMania it was, but it was when Undertaker and Shawn Michaels fought the second time. When Taker he dove over the ropes and almost landed on his neck.
Yeah.
Oh, I
one of those
got to go back and
WrestleMania
watch this.
That match was fantastic. That was that was Shawn Michaels' retirement match, I believe.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
My second one, and this was not a match, just a moment. You can find it on YouTube. I still love this. I'm probably gonna no Jimmy Superfly Snuka and Rowdy Roddy Piper when Piper cracks the coconut over Snuka's head.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
from what I heard,
That was a
Snuka
real coconut, wasn't it?
It was a real coconut, and
Yeah.
Snuka was really upset and really did chase him off the stage. Piper said
Yep,
that,
true story.
well, from what I heard, Piper said that he didn't want Snuka to catch him. So
I just watched a video on YouTube a couple weeks ago. The Taker was coming in doing an entrance, and the pyro guys, they had the fire too close to him, and it was a cage. It was a cage match. I think it was in a WrestleMania, but it actually caught him fire. So he ran in and he stripped off. He was stripping off his coat, but he made it look like he was just pissed and getting in the match or whatever. But he actually 2nd-degree burns. He wrestled that.
Oh
match.
wow!
And
Wow.
In that cage match, so it's people say it's fake, and to an extent, yes, it's all choreographed. It is what it is. But I mean, these dudes really take a beating. These guys
Yeah.
really take a. And then when you see what happened to like Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Jake the Snake, how they went through their addictions, and they're like Jake the Snake, like demanding crack behind stage. Go find me some crack cocaine. You know, I mean, puking in a. I just watched the documentary as well. It's like he's like literally sitting over a bucket with like bad things going on, what you would do, but while smoking crack. That's how bad his addiction was.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you know, the documentary I saw on him is because I love Jake the Snake. He's one of my favorite wrestlers all time. Is that, like you just said, it's his addiction, because he didn't really, well, at least in the documentary, it looked like he didn't really want to be addicted. He wanted to be free of this.
right.
But he's so addicted that he doesn't know how. And it's, what's the dude's name that's helping him out?
Diamond Dallas DDP.
DDP. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually met him. He's a really cool dude in real life.
Really?
Awesome.
Yoga with the yoga and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
real quick, Big Rev. Most hated wrestler that you have in you, the one you hate the most. The guy that just made you just
Like again, there's so many. Oh man.
But there's that one.
Brock Lesnar, I would have to say.
Oh, it's Brock? Really?
Wow.
Because what you see on TV is how he acts in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've
sounded-
heard so many. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say that to his face, but you know,
how much would I have to pay you?
Yeah.
but he's the type of guy that wants to just clock in and go to work and go home. And that's, again, that's just, I have issues with that, man. You got to have passion for what you do, which I'm not saying he doesn't. He's still with it. But as far as his character, I mean, he's hurt so many wrestlers. I mean,
Right.
So
he's a bad guy to work with because you know you're probably going to get hurt.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
What about what do you think of Rhonda being in
Rhonda?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Rowdy Rhonda.
I'm not the only one. I love Rowdy Roddy Piper. He was always like probably one of my favorite wrestlers back in the Superstar era. I wasn't a big Hulk Hogan fan. I was a huge Rowdy Roddy Piper fan.
Yeah, the greatest heel ever. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And I like that she pays tribute, and he, let her use all that imaging and all that.
I think they use that just to try to launch Rousey into the wrestling thing. I think they just
no, he actually let her use all that stuff when he was still alive.
But I'm saying she probably paid for that stuff because she's terrible. She's terrible.
She's terrible.
Yeah.
She's a great UFC. She's terrible as a wrestler. And
the
even
microphone,
the acting is just forced.
Yeah.
It's just forced. It doesn't sound good. I love her being there because I love Ronda Rousey, but
her as a wrestler is like watching a Rowdy Roddy Piper movie. That's how bad it is.
One of the greatest lines in TV and movie history. Yeah.
Yes, They Live is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh my gosh. I came here to kick some butt and chew
Yeah.
bubble gum.
And I'm all out of bubble
gum. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, my statement holds true just from your defense, just for the record.
Oh,
I would love to. I would love to continue on. I cut you off, and I'm going to get back to that, Rev.
you're good.
I'm running out of time though, so let's have you come back and man, let's do a wrestling show.
We can do that.
Okay.
Patrick, you down? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, what were you going to say though? Because I did cut you off, Rev.
I was just going to mention like one of the superstars that I'm impressed with nowadays. A young guy coming up that's Austin Theory.
I don't know,
I know
that
a lot
one.
He's the United States champion right now, but a lot of people don't like it because he's a heel. But I really see a lot of potential in Austin Theory. So y'all just look him up whenever you get a chance.
All right.
You know who I miss is Finn Balor. Then he became the Demon, and it's like I really like that dude when he was like the face, but then he became like the freaking Demon and all crazy.
Yeah, now he's with the Judgment Day. Now he's the leader.
Oh,
So-
I haven't paid attention since WrestleMania. So
As my wife says, it's just the guy's soap opera. That's what wrestling is,
right?
It's the guy's soap opera.
Hey, Rev,
you know.
these
before
are the
we
days of our lives.
like stands through the hourglass.
Yes.
We're gonna do another song here, and like I said, I want to bring you back because I just felt we scratched the surface. We could talk for hours here.
Yeah.
Oh man, for sure.
But thank you for coming on. Where
Oh,
can
no
people
problem.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook for sure. I'm still one of the Facebook guys. I'm not on Snap or TikTok or anything. I know I need to. My kids tell me I need to, but
No, you don't.
yeah.
No, you
Find
don't.
me- look up Big Rev on Facebook, or you can find my normal page is John Michael Blunt, BLOUNT. You can find my music on Apple Music, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon, all the online places you can find music on.
It's Big Rev, REV, Big Rev.
Yeah, period. Now, I do want to tell you guys there's an artist named Big Rev from the UK, and we couldn't get trademarks on my name from him, or because he's from the UK, is what I was told.
Well, but from
But-
what I understand, he goes by Big Reverend. If you
Yeah.
please,
Well,
I'm the Big Reverend. I'm here to preach the Christ.
Well, when you hear it, he's a secular artist, so he cusses and carries on. So sometimes when you type in my name on YouTube, his stuff pops up too, and I get so frustrated because it's like I don't want people thinking that that's who I am. But when
Right.
you listen to both, you will tell the difference. So
Well, that's because he doesn't give 2 shillings about what you think, mate. He's the Big Reverend over in the UK, and he's got the king, he's got the queen, he's got the F-bombs to drop, if you know what they say.
It's just when you search for Big Rev, scroll down to the bio and it says
He does-
Christian rapper.
Yeah, right at the top says
Yeah.
Christian
Christian
rapper.
rapper. So
That's how I knew I
that's-
was on the right one.
yes.
But the UK Big Reverend, he does the Catholic rap. It's all about boys and the Pope. Mm.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
touching who?
oh man.
Oh,
Oh, we thought we were
Wow.
to edit.
why don't we just bring Sinead O'Connor on with a picture of the Pope, man?
Oh, man. Hey, before this gets out of control, thank you, Big Rev, for coming on the show.
Oh, no problem. It's been a complete honor. Thank you guys. God bless
Yeah.
y'all. Y'all reach out to me anytime. You got my email, my phone
Right.
number anytime. y'all
Yeah.
need me. So
Yeah, definitely.
and Patrick, I'm looking forward to the 27th, brother.
Dude, I'm serious about that Corn Hooligans daggone intro song.
Okay.
Just let me know what I owe you to do it. I'll pay you to do it. It's Corn Hooligans is the name and Cornhole is the game. So I need a wrestling intro for it.
Look me up on Facebook and we'll chat about it. How's that
I've
sound?
already hit up your Big Rev page, bro. So
Okay.
All right.
I'll send you a friend request on my normal one too. So
all right, sick, bro. Man, I appreciate it. Oh,
Oh, no
by the
problem,
way,
bro.
don't let the Big Rev in the UK take your steam.
You know, Dave, we're just putting people together on the show.
Hey, that's what I do, man.
Yeah, we're putting people together, sharing the
I
love.
bring people together. That's what I do.
Yes.
that's right.
All right.
Hey,
Hey, Hey, Big Rev, thanks for coming on the show. I truly want to talk to you some more. I feel like we didn't even delve as far as I'd like to into your music. I mean, there was just so much to talk about. So please come back. You're doing some shows coming up, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. June 11th, Huntington, Arkansas at the Good Fight. It starts at 6:00. And then I'm going to be at Crocky's Cafe in Hackett, Arkansas, June 30th. I think that one starts at 6:30. And then I'm going to be at the wrestling show July 1st, being the special ring announcer. That's in Alma, Arkansas. Bell time is at 6:45. And then I'm going to be at Courage to Change Church here in Fort Smith on August 6th, Sunday night at 6:30.
September.
All right,
27th,
that's cool.
August 27th
So you got August 27th, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right. Somewhere in Arkansas. I guess.
All right, Big Rev, thank you for coming on. Let's do another song here, Aaron. It's going to be Wanna Be the Light. Thank you.